art has always been at the center of my interest and something that I've looked forward to. And I chose clay because it's kind of like me and all of us. I mean, we're earth, and then clay is malleable. We go through experiences that kind of form us. And one of the things that stood out the most with me in picking up clay at the time, because I had like a moment where I was transitioning and decided to make a change and actually do something that is like my passion, but beyond my passion is something that I've always wanted to do. I also grew up with my dad, who is very handy, and I kind of knew I was going to be a maker of some sort, so it's no wonder my journey kind of ended up in art. I'm Olubunmi Atere. I'm a ceramist. I work mostly with clay. Before I was an artist, I love music. I would do a lot of communication work. One of the things that I heard from the man that I was working with then, Mr. Otto, he told me changes with clay is best made from inside out. And I kind of had like a moment of introspection that birthed my need to actually take up art fully. And so have been starting out with clay since March 2021. I mostly do hand-built ceramics, abstract carving on works. It's kind of like my way of expressing myself and connecting with the world in some way. My mind is kind of like a turmoil. It works on and on and on. And a little bit of that is reflected in my inscriptions and the way that I will carve on my work. They look complex. It's kind of like the way all of our mind is. I feel like we filter through a lot of stuff in thoughts before we arrive at the actual meaning or the actual formulation or the best presentable way that we can communicate the thought. And that's one of the things that is most interesting to me about people and about myself. And so I will carve on my work, and I mostly work with clay, and now I'm incorporating things like copper and wood in my work. And it's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey, but it's been mostly stretching. And given the Nigerian terrain, a lot of things are not exactly available to pursue ceramics full time, but we're making it happen. And I'm also thankful for the little community we have here. My inspiration a lot of time is experiences and music. Music kind of spur me on a lot of time. I love music so much. I feel like if I was a singer or an artist, it will compete with me being a ceramic artist. I mean, hey, there's room to be everything. But then experiences sit with me. I'm very emotional in my thoughts. I will process things to the last atom, and it means that after things have happened, I am still with the mental process continuously and continuously. And over time, when I, groom those thoughts, it's like I usually mind map, and it will interpret them into images. I've always known like that's the best way that I know how to navigate things, to put them into like a form of mind map. And when you put things in a form of mind map, it's like you're forming a tree. It kind of like picks up and takes form. And also I'm inspired by nature. I love to photograph nature a lot. And the folds, cracks, is like when I fold my curtain every day, I take a picture because I sometimes see a face. And every time I take the picture these days, I would doodle the form that I saw. So a lot of things do inspire me, but a lot of time too is because I'm kind of emotional and we just see things and process them. The first work will be Rhythm of Life. That work was, it was one of the works I made when I was meant to, start creating my own piece. And it was the first time I had like a full reign to do something of myself. And I have been seeking that moment for so long. And it kind of felt, I started feeling, overwhelmed. It's like you've been finding something for so long and it gets to that moment, you have that moment of nervousness or fear. And I felt like, what if this doesn't turn out great? And my mental is kind of strong in the way that I will navigate things. And in that moment, I kind of just um, trusted that I've been looking for this. So if I get to this point that I've been looking forward to, then maybe I'm ready. So I went on to create that piece, and it was mostly consisting of all the turmoil of my thoughts that I was going through at that point in time. And that work honestly stands out of all the works I've created so far. I call it Rhythm of Life because it's kind of like a rhythm of life that we all dance to. That moment where you have been seeking something, you get to that point, you have some form of emotions that feels as if you're not ready, but then eventually you get ready, you do it, and the result is great if you are able to pull through. I would like people who see my work, who connect with my work, to have a moment to see beyond the usual. Maybe for people who don't know what contemporary art is or contemporary ceramics, for them to be able to express and feel like I like the feeling of learning a new thing. So if an avenue for them to learn something new, and for people who are already conversant with it to be able to see the meaning of some of the themes, because each work has different topics and conversations that they talk about. In connecting with them, I hope that they are able to gain new perspective, able to be inspired to do something themselves, and also enjoy, have a form of excitement, a form of positive outlook towards art in general, and also to inspire people to also take on ceramics. Yes, especially in Nigeria.